Combining a Vlookup and a match and a drop-down box. So the first thing to point out here is that we are taking a match formula and we are embedding it inside a Vlookup. Okay, and what we're doing is we're going to replace this column reference within the Vlookup with a match formula. So the finished formula will look something like this, where we have a Vlookup, and within the Vlookup we have the actual match formula. This is something that you should learn in steps. It's really powerful once you kind of get your head around it and are able to leverage it. So let's use the same data set that we were using earlier, and I'm going to use these cells down here to reference or to illustrate how we can combine these formulas to pull data from up here. Okay, so notice every person here has a favorite color. So Matthew's favorite color, if you notice, is orange, right? What if I change Matthew's name to Mark? Then I should see green pop out, right? Because green is up here. So let me see what happens. I'm going to click enter, and if you notice, I get green. By the way, I should notice I've got a little bit of conditional formatting in here that changes the cell color based on the value in the cell. So that's kind of like a little bonus. You can kind of look into that and see how that's done. And I'm happy to answer any questions about that. But I thought that might be a fun way to kind of just show some additional functionality that you can layer in here. But let's focus on how we got this to work, where we chose the name, and I'll choose Susan now, blue, and let's do, I think Valerie's the only one we haven't done. Valerie's yellow. So let's look at what we're doing here. The first thing we're doing is we're having a VLOOKUP that looks for the name that's in the cell D17. Okay, so D17 is the name right here. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to type the whole formula in here. I'm going to write out the name first. So VLOOKUP Valerie within this table, and I want to pull out column number 2. If you notice, I got the word yellow, right? Okay. So now what I want to do is, instead of having Valerie, I'm actually going to choose that cell, okay? And I still get yellow. So now whenever I change Valerie to a different name, this cell will update as well, okay? But let's go back to Valerie for now. Now let's also figure out the match where favorite color within this data set. So equals match favorite color. Actually, let me type it in for now first. Favorite color here to false. Oh, 0. There we go. Okay, so I get the number 2 because favorite color is the second column in this array. Array is really just a row of data, okay, or a range of data. So now I've got basically the 2 components that I need, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to combine these 2 formulas. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go like this, take this, copy it, paste it down into here, and then I'm going to take my match formula, copy that, and I'm going to embed it within here. I'm going to replace the 2 with the match. If you notice, one thing I didn't do here was I didn't replace favorite color up here. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to replace it with this cell reference. I'm going to do the same thing down here. So now if you notice, whenever I change, I'm going to change this now to, let's choose Susan. Now I've got blue. And blue is here and blue is here. Let's try favorite sports team. If you notice, I've now got the Devils showing up and also Devils showing up there. This didn't show up because what I did was I hard-coded the number 2 in there. So if you notice, the combo updated to Devils, but the standalone VLOOKUP with the hard-coded number 2 did not. So this is actually showing the value of combining these 2 formulas, okay? Because if you notice, the match updated to 3. When I changed favorite sports team, the match updated to 3, and that's what was then used in the combo formula. So let me do that again. Let me go back to favorite color, and notice how this cell is going to change back to 2. And this will change back to blue. Whoop, I mistyped. There we go. So 2 and blue. Sports team. It's not dynamic. So this is the dynamic formula that you ultimately want, the combo. Now let's look at layering the drop-down box. If you notice, now I didn't do this on purpose, but it was a good example. I miskeyed favorite sports team, right? So I did basically that. And my cell reference didn't work. My formulas didn't work because this formula and this match formula and then the combo, which used this match formula, did not know how to interpret favorite sports team because it came up here and it did not find the word Fvorite. Okay, Excel is very literal, so it needs an exact spelling. Correct the spelling, the formula works. So how do we avoid typos like that happening? Well, we go back to our drop-down box. If you notice, I've got an example of that down here, and this is where we can kind of just toggle between the options and the names, and we get the values. So what I've done down here is sort of already programmed basically these cells, but what I did was I made these into drop-down boxes. So see if you can play around with this tab, see if you can do the Vlookup match combo here, and then see if you can replicate the drop-down Vlookup match combo in these cells here. And then if you get through that, you can give a shot to do the advanced challenge. Okay? Good luck, keep in touch with questions, and if you can do this, then that is an awesome statement about your skill building in Excel. Okay, good luck.